So I want to introduce Brian and Mike, show you where they're sitting. This is the setup over here. So they're over there, and I'll be interacting with them, and I'll be interacting with you, and you won't be talking to me, and this is going to be really, really hard, but we're going to get through it. I'm kind of like the discus thrower, the blind discus thrower in the Olympics. Did anybody see the blind discus thrower in the Olympics? Anybody? Shake your head, yes or no? Nobody saw the blind discus thrower in the Olympics. Well, let me tell you something. He didn't set any records, but he kept the crowd alert. And that's what I'm going to try to do, is keep the crowd alert. Now, normally I got people sitting in the audience in front of me, and sometimes they get sleepy. And when that happens, I have these balls that I throw. Oh, I just hit the TV. I have these balls that I throw out and wake them up, right? So if somebody starts to fall asleep, be ready, right? I mean, there's not a huge difference between asphalt and concrete. It's kind of like the difference between a bad golfer and a bad skydiver. You know the difference between a bad golfer and a bad skydiver? Does anybody know that? It's the sound that you hear, right? So with a bad golfer, what do you hear? You hear whack, damn. With a bad skydiver, what do you hear? You hear damn, whack. Very subtle, very subtle. Difference between a hippo and a zippo, right? One's heavy, one's a little lighter. Not much. And by the way, that's as good as the jokes get, just so you know. Oh, by the way, guy walks into the bar with a chunk of asphalt under his arm, and he says to the bartender, "I'll have a beer and one for the road." Now, you don't have smell-o-vision, so you can't smell this. But trust me when I tell you it smells like money. Oh, do you guys want to smell it? It's really weird not having people ask questions, you know that? Come into play, right? Now, let me look at my notes and make sure I didn't miss any jokes, because I don't want you guys to miss any of my jokes, because they're all bad, and you should hear them all. No, I didn't miss any. And speaking of time, does anybody know how you know when it's time to seal coat? Does anybody know that? Because there's a way to know how you know it's time to seal coat your parking lot. And the answer is, it's when it's in the budget, right? When it's in the budget, it's time to seal coat again. That's the only way you know. Everybody, show me your finger. Show me your finger. Okay, Jennifer is complying. Not everybody complies, but some people do. Okay, show me. Now, go like this, right? Put it in here, because I don't want this going in one ear and coming out the other, Jennifer. Do it. Nice, thank you. I was talking to Mike the other day, and he was using asphalt and concrete, you know, like interchangeably, like they were the same thing. And I said, Mike, you can't use concrete and asphalt interchangeably. He said, Darren, it's just a matter of semantics. Now I need a drum for that one. Semantics. Any questions on any of that? Type them in and we'll answer them at the end. And I don't know how I'm doing, to be honest with you, because I've never done one of these, but we'll see. I might go a little early. I might go a little long. I don't know. We'll see. You guys got nowhere to be anyway. Come on. Who are we kidding? All right, more bad jokes. So we're going to talk about understanding failures. Now, speaking of failures, what do you call a boomerang that doesn't work? And feel free to answer in. What do you call a boomerang doesn't work? A stick. It's a stick, okay? What do you call, this one you won't know. That one you probably knew. This one you won't know. What do you call 4 bullfighters stuck in quicksand? 4 bullfighters stuck in quicksand. What do you call them, Brian? Cuatro cinco. Cuatro cinco. That's 4 bullfighters stuck in. See how good these are? My goodness. And also, I know you guys are staying in watching a lot of movies. So what kind of coffee was served on the Titanic? You guys probably watched that movie again, because what else do we got to do but sit around and watch movies? And every single football game rerun that I can find, that's what I do. What kind of coffee was served on the Titanic? And you got to have gray hair to know the answer, but it's Sanka. Sanka was the type of coffee. Young people are, what's a Sanka? There's an instant coffee back in the day. Do you know why a man is like the weather? Anybody know that? He's like the weather because neither one is ever going to change, right? Or neither one can be changed. I'm trying to put new jokes in there, bear with me. Okay, an officer asks a soldier, do you have change for $1? Soldier says, sure, buddy. The officer says, hey, that's no way to address an officer. Let's try that again. Soldier, do you have change for $1? No, sir. That's a change joke. Okay, so I know you can't go to a concert, but if there was a concert that you could go to and you didn't have tickets, right? And you didn't know what to do, here's how you get in, right? Get a hard hat, get an orange vest and a clipboard, and just walk on in there and like you own the place, and they won't even question. You just go right on there. That guy, he's got the clipboard. He must be in charge. I was reading the newspaper this morning, and I read this article that Snap, Crackle, and Pop were brutally murdered. Did you guys see that article? Snap, Crackle, and Pop. Imagine that. Brutally murdered. And they think it was the work of a serial killer. That's what they think. Yeah. All right, I got a reaction. That's why 2 coats are better than 1. Kind of like 2 fish are better than 1, right? So 2 fish swim into a concrete wall, and one turns to the other and says, "Damn." Still don't get it, Jennifer? 2 fish swim into a concrete wall. Say, "Damn." My wife insisted that I squeegee the shower after every use, right? Which, hey, I didn't sign up for that. Do you squeegee? No. Brian doesn't have to squeegee his shower. Yes, that's what they get for not calling DRYCO. Makes me happy. Again, newspaper, right? Did you hear about the guy that the ride malfunctioned somehow and his entire left side was cut off? I mean, he lost half of his body. Did you hear about that guy? No? Well, he's all right now. Does anybody know how you get holy water? There's a method for getting holy water. Does anybody know how? No? You boil the hell out of it. Absolutely right. Good answer. You boil the hell out of it. That's how you get holy water. Does anybody know the method for catching a unique rabbit? A unique rabbit. You know? Unique up on it. That's how you catch a unique rabbit. Now, what about a tame rabbit? Tame rabbit, tame way. Unique up on it. But it also reminds me of another question that I have, and the question is, what has 8 wheels, smells horrible, and flies? Anybody know that? You know that? 8 wheels, smells horrible, and flies? I'm asking my team over here, and the answer, of course, is a garbage truck. A garbage truck, yes.